Hey YouTube world, Ed Kirkpatrick. Thanks for stopping by. Years ago, I had a Facebook account. And I used to do a thing on Wednesdays called This Old Gun. And I'd show an old gun, explain the history of it. I had about 10,000 followers on that deal. And then Facebook said, you can't do that. So I quit Facebook. I call it Fakebook now. I don't like real stuff over there for some reason. I don't know. Some of y'all use it. That's cool. I understand. But I don't. I deleted my account and have to wait about a year before they finally drop all your videos off. So if you go try to search me, you ain't going to find me. Yep. But I thought I'd kind of bring this back on YouTube a minute. There's another little genre. I know some of y'all regular followers, may not be into this, may not like it. There's people that may. I just thought I'd bring back this old gun and we'll see where it goes from here. Who knows? I love guns. I love talking about guns. I'm a gun collector. And Lord knows I've got enough of them. But anyhow, tonight I'd like to talk about a gun that's been around since 1891. Yep, this right here is a Russian gun. It's got a long old barrel on it. It's a bolt action. It's the Mosin Nagant. If I'm not saying that correctly, anyway, I always call it the Mosin. That's what most people call it. And this one right here is a refurbished one. That's about all you can find nowadays. This gun was probably the most popular gun ever made until the AK-47 came out. This was the gun invented in 1891. Soviet gun, it's a Russian gun. And this is a gun that Stalin gave every soldier when they went out and fought the Germans. Yep, everyone had one of these. And after the battle, they'd go out there and pick them up, redo them, refurbish them, and that's what it is. Now, the caliber is a 7.92 by 54R. And the R means it's got a rim right here. See that rim? So it seats on the rim. All right, very common to today's 308 or the 7.62 NATO they call it. They're just about the same as far as powder goes. Okay, powder. But the Nagant rifle got a little more bullet to it, a little more bullet weight. And of course the 308, it headspace. If you don't know what headspace is, look it up. The headspace is on the shoulder. It's called a rimless. There's no rim here. There's a groove sort of eject. But anyway, don't want to get too technical with y'all on the first one, but then again, here we go. It's called a Burden primer. You see the shellac around it. A little different primer than we have in ours. But anyway, that's of course a steel case. So comparable to a 308 round, which is what NATO uses. This is what the Russians used to fight Germany in World War II. And they use it in World War I. Use it all. The gun was manufactured all the way to 1973. It's been used as a standard rifle in every Eastern Bloc country there ever was. Even Poland, even in South Africa, even in South America. The gun is very heavy and packs a pretty good wallop. I've killed, harvested 2 deer with this gun over the years. It's open sights, and the sights are adjustable for distance, so you can raise it up whether you're going to shoot. They go by meters here, okay? Whether you're going to shoot 200 meters, 300, 400, 500 meters, you can adjust the sights real quickly. It's very accurate. I mean, very accurate. I can hit a milk jug out to 200 yards with no problem, as long as I got a rest. We're going to get into the gun a little bit. Bolt action. It's got what's called a 90-degree throw. In other words, here's the boat handle, and it goes a full 90 degrees. And there you go. So it's a 90-degree throw. Okay, full 90-degree throw. And it's got 2 locking mechanisms on it. The locking mechanism right here locks into the chamber part of the barrel. And when that happens, the other locking mechanism is actually the bolt when it rests right here on part of the receiver. Yeah. This gun has no safety. This little button right here, you can actually pull it back to cock it if you needed to. Excuse me. Now, when you go out and try to find one of these at a gun store, they're real hard to find right now. But in the 80s and 90s, 1980s and 90s, you could find them in gun stores. And this one right here is, I think I bought this in 87, 88, something like that. What you want to look for if you find one is the serial numbers. This thing is serial numbered in 4 different places. Yeah. Serial number on the barrel, right here. It's serial numbered on the boat, right there. It's serial number on the magazine well. And it's serial numbered on the buttstock. I'm about to mess up. Anyway, serial numbered on the buttstock. Now, most of these rifles you'll find on the aftermarket have been pieced together. Like I said, you know, the Russians would go out and they'd harvest the rifles from the dead soldiers. They'd bring them back and they rework them. And so they take parts off this one, parts off that one, and make another rifle, and, you know, get another soldier and send him on back out there to fight the Germans. What you want to make sure you do, though, when you buy one of these, make sure the serial number on the barrel matches the serial number on the boat. Then you know you've got a good lock-up factory mechanism. Now, this one has that, of course. There's the serial number on the boat. Make sure it matches the serial number on the barrel. Now, you're going to find this particular one right here, if you can see that, looks like it's got 2 serial numbers on it. It's actually the one serial number was on it, it was stamped off, and another serial number was put on it. The Russians didn't take time to do that. They just would throw another one on there. So this is a aftermarket put together deal where they smashed off one serial number and put on another. This serial number doesn't match the other 2. The same thing on the buttstock. It's got one serial number on it, and it was slatted off, and then another serial number put on it. So this is what they did in the aftermarket. The way they sold them. Pretty gun, ain't it? Gun's highly accurate. Matter of fact, this is the same rifle the snipers used in Russia. They mounted a scope on it, and there's some lady, can't remember her name in Russia during World War II. She took out about 500 Germans with one of these, sniping them. Another thing about it, it's got what's called a box magazine. Okay, it's not a magazine that comes out of the receiver. It's a permanent box, but it does have a little button on it here. If you permit me here just a second to try to get this thing out. Ow! Kind of tough. Anyway, there's. So if you needed to dump your shells, you could do that and dump them out. Goes back, it's got a leaf spring in there. Holds 4 rounds in the magazine and 1 in the chamber. So a soldier would go to battle. He's got 5 shots. Bam. Nailed 5 times, and then he'd have to stop and reload. And you reload it by taking the bullet and push them down like that. Anyway, the history behind this gun is unreal. If you think about it, it was probably, it's not really sure, it's probably close to 120 million of these things made. Yeah, between 1891 and 1973. And during World War II, the Russians couldn't seem to make enough of these, and Remington Arms actually made a group of them. They did, to ship to Russia. But the war ended before they got shipped, so there's about, I'm not sure, the history on it's kind of vague, but there's about 12 to 1,500 of these made by Remington somewhere in the United States. They never got shipped to Russia. Anyway, the Mosin rifle, 7.92, a 54R, packs a big punch, and of course, you know, if it'll harvest a deer, it'll harvest a human. But anyway, this is what the Russian soldier went up against Hitler with. 90% of them did, and you know, because you've seen the little burp guns the Russian soldiers, special forces had, but this is what the man in the trenches had. The Mosin Nagant rifle. Everybody calls them Mosins nowadays, but anyway, another thing you want to look for, just a little side note for in here, you'll see armory markings, and I know you can't see it right here. There's a little triangle here, another little triangle up here, and there was another little triangle on the butt plate. And that tells you the specific armory it was made at. Of course, the stock's all wood. I really don't know what kind of wood it is, but it's held up well over the years. I got scratches on it, whatever. I throw this in an old truck. Anyway, I thought I'd just start doing this again, show y'all a little bit. I know this is the first one, and I ain't as good as I used to be. But anyway, there she is, boys and girls. Piece of history. That's all it is, just a piece of history. The Mosin rifle. This particular one right here has got a date on it of 1937. 1937. So this was made in 1937. The barrel was. The barrel's got the stamp. The rest of it on the boat matches, so it was made in 1930. The rest of the stuff, who knows? But anyway, there she is. The Mosin, however you want to say it, rifle. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope to bring you some more this old gun. See you later. Ed Kirkpatrick. Adios.